What's going on, guys? This is Spade. This is Saturday, August 6th, 2016. Again, on my way to work. You guys know the drill. But as of right now, as you guys may notice through all the bumps so far, that window's not falling down. The window back there is not falling down now because I finally got around to installing that stupid fucking window regulator back there. The other one, the regulator worked, but the motor was broken, so it's like you could hear it try to do something, but it just wouldn't move. So we finally got around to putting that in there. Literally just paid one of my guys at work 20 bucks. It's like 20 bucks, here you go. And he put it in there for me. And then I was able to get this car in the air and get it looked at, like at my shop. I was able to get it in the air, look over it, and found some things that I'm not exactly happy with on this car that were amazingly left out by the previous owner, which is a guy I know. So I'm kind of upset that this information was not shared. See, this Jeep tries to jump. But with some of that information being is that these tires on this car, again, are Federals. They're Federal 595 RSRs. Whenever I bought this car, he was like, tires are brand new. That's what he said. Tires are brand new. So knowing the guy, I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. And plus, looking around the car, walking around the car and looking at it, they appear to be brand new. And once you get it up in the air, that's when you see the problems. Like, for whatever reason, there's an alignment issue, I'm assuming. There is the outer tie rods are bad, like the bushings are blown. So you have a little bit of play on that. The rear driver's side tire is doing, apparently from just doing burnouts all the time and only spinning that rear wheel, he's getting a bunch of, it's like the tire is bald, like on the driver's side rear. Because the outside of it, I'll put pictures of it up in this video so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but it's like the outside of it is perfect, like brand new, full tread depth, but as soon as you get on the inner half of the tire, it is bald as fuck, you know. And the front left tire is the same way, but I think it's more of an alignment issue more than a tie rod issue, because it has this weird look on the tire. Like, it's bald on the inside as well, but it also has like this weird kind of deviation around the edge of the tread. Like, it almost comes out to a curve, you know, on the inside tread, which makes no sense to me. And then again, last night was the Friday night meet in Plano at Chow's. I went to it, took my cameras, but the problem with it was, like, the night before I was like, charge cameras for car meet, check. Remember to take cameras with me to work, so I'll have them for the car meet. Kinda check, because I literally left for work, and right when I got to the end of my street, I was like, fuck, I forgot the cameras. So I backed all the way up, grabbed my cameras, and then about halfway to work, something clicked in my brain, so I turned them on. Oh, Jesus. Something clicked in my brain, so I turned them on, and my GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black, which is the one you're seeing in the front view with, I forgot to put the memory card back in it from charging it and offloading the footage, but this one had the camera in it, or had the memory card in it. And this one right here is it's a lower quality. It doesn't take as good of like video at night, so I didn't want to rely on that one, so I just didn't record anything. Now on the plus side of it, the Nebraska Furniture Mart meets, like the really big meets in the colony, are starting back up again. They used to be able to do them weekly, but now because it's gotten so big, with the last one having easily 1,600 cars, it's gotten so big to the point now to where Nebraska is only allowing them to do it once a month, I do believe, either once a month or twice a month, and it's considered more of an event than a car meet now. To even go to it, you have to pay $5, which people are bitching about. Like, people are actually up in arms at the fact that they're having to pay $5 to go to a big ass fucking car meet. But with this $5, you're helping pay for off-duty police officers and raffle prizes. So whenever you give them the $5 at the gate, you get a raffle ticket. So for the $5, you have a chance to win something, and you're helping keep that meat alive. So I think that is a great idea, because that was one of the better meats and better ran actual meats that I've been to in recent memory. Now, the stupid little car meets around towns, like, I don't like going to those anymore because A, they're pathetic. Like, they really are. Like, there's this little one in Garland called the Teen Chaos meet, you know, and it's like, it's a car meet, blah, 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 you know, whatever. And all it is like 10 guys. It's 10 dudes hanging out in the parking lot. And it's like, you're literally kind of loser status a little bit. I was like, I get that you have your buddies and you want to hang out somewhere, but don't call it a car meet when it's literally just you and your buddies, you know, hanging out. Like, I personally don't even go to car meets if my BMW club I'm in, if there's only going to be 2 or 3 people there, I won't even go. I really won't. I won't go, because I feel that's a waste of my gas, because I live so far away from where the BMW meets typically are. I'm easily an hour away from the Colony, and I won't drive to the Colony to where, you know, my friends are just for 3 fucking cars. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. And it's just little things going on. Now, with this car, one of the other things that kind of bugged me about the owner that wasn't told, when we got up in the air, I walked to the back of the car because the fuel tank vent tube is actually broke off the car, so I needed to see exactly where it was so I could replace it. But then when I get back there, I find out that this car has no rear sway bar on the back. Like, you're supposed to have a sway bar on the back, on underside of the car. It has one on the front, but it doesn't have one on the back, which means someone, either the previous owner or the person before him, cut it off, because it's cut with an angle grinder. Like, somebody cut it off. They didn't unbolt the brackets and take it off. They literally were like, fuck this, whack, and cut that bitch off. Now, the suspension on this car is actually pretty stiff, so it doesn't hinder it too much. And I actually do know of a lot of people that do take off their sway bars just for handling aspects on slammed cars. But from what I was told, with this suspension being so stiff and the sway bars that he did have on here, it was called they have the Sway Barbarian sway bars, which you can get from like Turner Motorsports, and it was pretty thick. It was a stout fucking sway bar. And from what he told me is, every time he went to pull into a driveway, the wheels would stay level. Like, it wouldn't accentuate. Like, the wheels would stay pretty fucking level. So it was a hindrance more than a gain for him. So he needed to get rid of that. Because as soon as I found that out, I was like, all right, we need to figure out what's going on here and get it fixed. Because I know it's not a big issue that's going to keep the drivability down, but it was an issue because that's an expensive thing to replace, you know. That's why I had an issue with it. And as most of you know, when I bought the car, he gave me a window regulator for the rear, which I just recently fixed, so the window's not falling down anymore. And then he gave me the blower motor resistor for the AC, but I haven't had any of the AC issues. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Low life. But yeah, this car is so low, it's got some crazy issues going on with it. Like the front lower control arms, the bushings are done. There's a lot of play in them, so I need to get that fixed ASAP. I can get poly bushings for it for about $50 each side, which isn't too bad. And I can just do the work at my shop myself. That's not a big problem. And then it has the actual lower control arms themselves, where they mount into their places, that's flat. Like they have been ground flat from just like nailing shit and scraping. And for this car to be from Pennsylvania, it has far less rust on the bottom of it than I was expecting. Now the parts that have scraped and have scraped significantly, there is a little bit of rust, but it's surface rust. It's not gonna deteriorate the car. I can literally just go through and patch weld stuff in there and be fine. It's not a big issue. But so far, I'm still happy with the purchase of this car. Like, for the price of it, for the price of what I paid and what I got, I'm okay. And at the Friday night meet last night, I met a guy that actually is a former member of my BMW club. I guess I joined after he left. He left to join a club called DFW Beamers, but he has a 528, which is the exact same body style as this BMW, but he has it wrapped in like this root beer purple flake wrap, but it looks fucking good. And he redid some custom CFL angel eyes over his headlights and stuff, and it looked amazing, man. And it's like, his car was legitimately beautiful. Unfortunately, my car is not. I get people that compliment me on this car all the time, but it's like, if you put my car side by side with his, the only thing that's going to make people notice mine over his is how low it is and how loud it is. That's it. Now, he had a set of like ESR 04s, which are work equipped replicas, the little 5 spokes. And his car looked really good. He put a lot of time into it, and I could really appreciate it. But it's just one of those things, like, I look at it and I was like, man, that's really nice. And it was funny because we were pretty much twins. Like, he had the same roof spoiler I do, and he has the same CSL duckbill I do, the same body kit. It's not even a body kit, but we both have like the 5 front bumper. The only thing he didn't have that I do is the custom 5 rear bumper with the race diffuser. That's the only thing he does not have. He just has like a standard like Tech bumper. So that was pretty amusing. He was walking by and he was like, man, this looks just like my car. He's like, whose is it? And I was like, mine. So we started talking. I didn't get his number or his Facebook, which I should have, because I would have happily paid him to do my headlights how his are. So I'll probably see him next Friday or track him down or something. But man, it's one of those things, guys. Like, I'm glad that the Nebraska stuff is coming back again. That way I can get you guys some good footage of some good cars. And I did talk with a couple of my friends. I do have cars to drive in reviews if you guys want me to drive them and give you my honest opinion on them. And they would be like genuine first experiences and reactions. So one of those is my friend Jacob. He has I do believe it's a 2014. It's either a 2013 or 2014 Mustang GT. Is it a G? I'm not sure if it's GT or 5.0. It's got the Coyote in it, the Coyote V8, and it's a manual. I have never, and a lot of people are about to be like, what the fuck? But I have never in my life driven a Mustang. Never in my life. So he was like, yeah, you can drive mine, and I know a lot of nice, pretty back roads. And he's like, well, we can go back there and you can film it, no biggie. You know, and it would genuinely be a first experience for me. Like, he has just a fucking 2013 or 2014 Mustang, whatever. I don't know what it is, you know. But I've seen it run, and it's pretty quick. And he was like, yeah, you can drive it. You know, I know you. So we might be setting up a time for me to go shoot that. You know, he has a couple of GoPros as well, so we might be able to get a few more angles and different shots. You know, whereas I have the 2 for the car views, you know, so we would just have to figure out like outside shots and drive-bys and stuff. But we'll figure it out. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, or are you tired of seeing Mustang videos? But it would be a genuine reaction video for me, considering I've never driven one. Whereas we got a Seabiscuit here. This dude here in your Nissan Rogue. Get it, buddy? He's so impatient in his Nissan Rogue. All I did is rev it at him when he drove by. But yeah, like, Dallas is funny, man. Oh, fuck balls. Oh, come on. Really? It's Saturday. Like, Dallas is funny with the drivers. I think the drivers in Dallas are pretty awful, truthfully, in every respect of the word. Like, Dallas drivers are some of the worst drivers I've ever seen. And it's like, when it's a dry road, you'll see a person with bald tires and uninsured, like, everything's illegal. Like, no inspection, no registration, driving like a bat out of hell, fucking everyone's day up. You know, and then they get mad when you almost hit them. You know, it's like, you're the one driving like a fucking dumbass. And it's like, I just had to put my car out of overdrive because its transmission likes to slip. If you have overdrive enabled, it tries to like shift multiple times at once, so you actually have to turn that shit off. here? How backed up are we? Is this only from the entrance ramp right here? It looks like it's only from the entrance ramp. Doesn't actually look like it's anything going on. Oh no, I see some police lights up ahead. What the fuck is going on? Well, anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and cancel this video since we're kind of dead in the water for a little bit. I will catch you guys on the next ones. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.